Stage 1 tuning, the beginner's playground. Let's begin with Stage 1 tuning. Stage 1 tuning is basically the starter level for anyone diving into performance upgrades. It's the entry-level stuff you can do without tearing the engine apart or needing expensive supporting parts. Stage 1 typically means an ECU reflash, also called tuning or chip tuning. Basically, the car's computer gets reprogrammed to tweak things like fuel delivery, ignition timing, and boost pressure if it's a turbo car. Manufacturers keep things soft and safe in their stock setups for reliability and emissions, so even a basic tune can unlock a significant increase in horsepower. For cars with naturally aspirated engines, the gains are tiny, maybe 5 to 15 horsepower. But on turbo cars, Stage 1 can be a night and day difference. A VW Golf GTI or Ford Focus ST could see 40, 50, even 70 extra horses from nothing more than a remap. Alongside the ECU tune, Stage 1 usually includes easy bolt-ons, high-flow air filters, a less restrictive exhaust, or better spark plugs. None of this needs extra supporting mods. It all plays nice with stock hardware. The best part about Stage 1? It's affordable, reversible, and reliable. Most people can daily drive a Stage 1 car without any problems. Sometimes it even improves fuel economy because the motor runs more efficiently. But keep in mind, Stage 1 is just the start. If you get hooked on power, you'll probably start eyeing Stage 2. Stage 2 tuning, the next level. Stage 2 is the point where things start heating up. Unlike Stage 1, which is just about reprogramming the car's brain, Stage 2 needs real hardware upgrades to back it up. Common Stage 2 parts include a turbo back or downpipe exhaust, which flows way better than stock and helps the turbo spool quicker. A larger intercooler is almost mandatory on turbo cars, keeping intake temps low and preventing heat soak. An upgraded intake pulls in more air, matching the higher fueling demands. And because torque skyrockets, stronger clutches or transmission reinforcements are often needed to avoid slipping. Combine all that with a more aggressive ECU tune, and the gains are massive. That same GTI that made 60 extra horsepower at Stage 1 could be making over 100 above stock at Stage 2. Turbocharged engines respond with sharper throttle, stronger pulls, and consistency even under heavy stress. But Stage 2 isn't just about bigger numbers, it's about keeping the engine safe at those levels. Heat management becomes critical. Without the right intercooler or exhaust setup, you risk detonation, overheating, or premature wear. There are drawbacks too. Stage 2 mods often push the car past emissions legality in certain regions, especially when catalytic converters are removed. Louder exhausts may also cause inspection problems. Plus, since components are working harder, maintenance demands go up. Still, for many enthusiasts, Stage 2 hits the sweet spot. Serious power, solid reliability, and a true performance feel without going overboard. But if you're still not satisfied, Stage 3 is where the madness begins. Stage 3 tuning, the ultimate transformation. Stage 3 is where tuning moves from simple modifications to a complete vehicle overhaul. This level of tuning is no longer mild tweaking. It's a complete rebuild of what your car is. Stage 3 almost always includes major hardware changes, bigger turbochargers or superchargers running far beyond factory boost, upgraded fueling systems with high-flow injectors, larger pumps, and reinforced fuel rails to keep up with demand. Inside the engine, you'll often see forged pistons, heavy-duty connecting rods, and strengthened crankshafts built to survive extreme stress. Cooling systems also get overhauled, bigger radiators, oil coolers, and advanced intercoolers to keep temps under control. And since stock gearboxes can't handle it, heavy-duty clutches, upgraded transmissions, or even full swaps become part of the build. The payoff? Enormous power. A car that rolled off the line with 300 horsepower can easily push 500, 600, or more depending on the platform. This is supercar-level performance coming from what might have started as a commuter car. But Stage 3 doesn't come cheap. These builds often cost as much as buying another car altogether, and reliability is always a concern. A Stage 3 car can be loud, temperamental, and not very friendly for daily driving. On top of that, emissions compliance, warranty coverage, and even street legality often go out the window. Stage 3 is best suited for the track, drag strip, or dedicated performance use. It's not for everyone, but for those chasing the absolute limit of their platform, Stage 3 is where dreams become reality. So, to wrap it up, Stage 1 is simple, safe, and a great way to dip into tuning. Mostly ECU flashes and light bolt-ons. Stage 2 takes it further with supporting upgrades like exhausts, intercoolers, and driveline reinforcements, delivering serious gains. Stage 3 is the final boss. Massive turbos, engine internals, and track-ready setups that blur the line between a street car and a race car. Each stage has its own balance of cost, reliability, and performance. The further you go, the bigger the thrills, and the bigger the please send tow truck moments. So, which stage are you sliding into? 1, 2, or full send with 3? Let me know in the comments.